The fear is simply because you're not living with life, you're living in your mind. Your fear is always about what's going to happen next. That means your fear is always about that which does not exist. If your fear is about the non-existent, your fear is 100% imaginary. If you're suffering the non-existential, we call that insanity. So, people may be in just socially accepted levels of insanity, but if you're afraid or if you're suffering anything which does not exist, it amounts to insanity, isn't it? People are always suffering, either what happened yesterday or what may happen tomorrow. So your suffering is always about that which does not exist, simply because you're not rooted in reality. You're always rooted in your mind. Mind is… one part of it is memory, another part of it is imagination. Both of them are in one way imagination, because both of them don't exist right now. You're lost in your imagination, that's the basis of your fear. If you were rooted in reality, there would be no fear.
What you can do is not to allow the fear to rise up into your mind and control your thought processes, because then that would be a normal thing when you are identified. The emotion that's there rises into your mind, and then it causes you to think thoughts that correspond to the emotion, fearful thoughts in this case, and then you would get a vicious circle building up between the emotion of fear, the thoughts you think, which are fearful thoughts, which give more energy to the emotion. So the more fearful thoughts you think, the more it perpetuates the fear that you feel. So to sever the link between the emotion that you feel and your thought processes, what you do is, and this is not pleasant, but it's possible, you place your attention on the emotion, you feel it. It's unpleasant, but it's not going to kill you. A child will probably not be able to do that if it's intense. It might have to escape into through dissociation or whatever, possibly. But an adult, fear is not going to kill you. It might kill you if you allow it to rise into your mind, because you might even commit suicide if you can't stand this anymore, but it will not kill you in itself. So, feel it, and then you shine the light of awareness on it. And you may have to do that a lot. And at first, it's not pleasant, but it's a burning up of the old emotion. And the only way to get rid of it is to accept it as it is right now. If you want to get rid of it, you can't. But that complete acceptance of what is actually the doorway through it. It's the transformation of it.
You cannot tell what the shape of things will be, how they will turn out. But in the end, everything turns out just fine. Every sentient being, whether human being or animal, insect, will experience fear. It will come, fear will come. But the point with a human being, you alone can really contemplate and to look, investigate the nature of the self and go beyond the menace of fear, because fear will come. The fear is coming for the sense of ourself as a limitation. The fear will come for the personality, the sense of person. The fear is not coming for the self. Therefore, one must find the self. What it means, the self must come into that. Otherwise, you're going to be always in the reach of fear. It's going to be there. And the fear is helpful because without the fear, you're quite happy to stay in the personality. So fear is good. That if you stay here, your life is not going to be so tasty like you think. I'm going to mess you up. So fear helps us sometimes to go beyond the fear back to your real place. Find out who is afraid and what of. Usually you'll be afraid because you have an investment in something. You don't want to lose something, and then the thing says, I'm going to take it from you, then fear will come. This thing can be something external, apparently, like a relationship or something like this, or some money or fame or something, or it can be the sense of your life, you see, like this. So, but something is there that you feel, no, at any cost, you can take anything, but this, please don't touch this. Then where is the fear going to come? Right to this place, it's going to come. Then you go to this place which is being protected now. Okay, this place is being protected now. You're saying, please touch anything else, but don't touch this, please. Is fear going to listen to you? Because you put all your investment, all your energy now is resting in that insecure place. That which can be taken. There is something which cannot be touched by anything, by any being. It cannot be touched.
Somehow I cannot find the trust.
You cannot find the trust.
Yes.
It is there even before trust. It is there even before trust. Why you need trust? Because of some separation, you feel you are the person. The person needs trust. The person needs trust. The egoic mind needs trust. The consciousness that is identified with person needs trust. The self doesn't need trust. Where is the self? You need trust if you have to get to the self. That means the self is some distance from you. What is that distance? These are all ideas that have exceeded themselves. The ideas have become more because they have been somehow imbued, supported by so much belief has gone into them. So they seem concrete, they seem real, but they are nothing even. Yes, trust has its place. I cannot speak against trust. Trust is one of the greatest powers we have. But is it needed to be the self? This, I don't know how many people here is going to comprehend it.
One who is seeing this life as a stepping stone for a larger possibility, for him there is no failure. For one who is looking at the simple events of this life itself as the goal of life, for him there is failure and success. If you're just seeing this life as a stepping stone for a larger possibility, if you have a good deal, you use that for your well-being. If you have a bad deal, you use that for your well-being.
That complete acceptance of what is actually the doorway through it. It's the transformation of it. And if it's extreme, that can become your main meditation in life, and that will become your main teacher. And that will bring about your transformation. There, in some people's lives, there is one huge disability, one huge source of suffering or pain. It could be a physical disability, it could be a situation like being in prison, it could be an emotion like that you carry inside that doesn't need to go doesn't want to go away. In certain people's lives there is one major thing that seems to color your entire life and affect your entire life, and seemingly makes it impossible for you to ever be free or happy or joyful. But if that one thing, if you surrender to it, allow it to be, and make it as a continuous spiritual practice, you need nothing else. That one thing will transform you if you surrender to it. And there will come a point when you are grateful that you had to go through that, because it will have taken you, it will be the greatest spiritual teacher.
Now there has been a meltdown. Now it takes something else to be successful. So, when the economy was on the boom, you could have brought a certain dispassion towards the money that's flowing in. Now the economy is down, the taps are all closed up. It's time to come, meditate, walk in the mountains. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of time on your hands, isn't it? When there was money, it took away your time and life. Now the taps are closed, lots of time. This is the time. So it doesn't matter what the hell happens. It doesn't matter what the hell happens with your life. If you are seeing this life only as a stepping stone for a larger possibility, then whatever the situation, it is beautiful and very useful, very, very useful.